Hold on. Don't speak another word of English until you hear this. Sounds shocking? Well, sometimes all it takes is one new idea to change everything. Hi, and welcome to Learn English with Stories 365. Let me ask you, do you feel nervous when speaking English? Maybe the words get stuck or they don't sound right. Guess what? You're not alone. Speaking English is like learning to ride a bike. It takes practice and a little courage. Today, I'll share 10 amazing techniques to help you speak English confidently and easily. These tips are simple, fun, and perfect for your daily life. Oh, and don't miss the special secret tip at the end. It's my personal favorite, and it just might surprise you. Are you ready to take the first step? Let's go. Technique 1. Learn and use common phrases. Let's start with something simple but powerful. Instead of learning just single words, try learning whole phrases. Why? Because phrases help you sound more natural when you speak English. They are like little building blocks that make your sentences easier to put together. For example, imagine you meet someone new. Instead of just saying, hello, you can say, hi, nice to meet you. Doesn't that sound friendlier? Or let's say you're in a cafe and you want to order something. Instead of pointing at the menu, you could say, can I have a cup of coffee, please? Learning phrases is also great because you don't have to think about grammar all the time. The phrases are already complete, so you can focus on speaking instead of worrying about making mistakes. Native speakers often say some phrases very quickly, where 2, 3, or even 4 words can be put together to sound like one word. So if you try to pick out individual words, listening becomes more difficult. Wouldn't it be easier to learn the common phrases they use? It's faster, easier, and will help you understand more. Now listen to these sentences. Pay attention to the phrases underlined. I have a lot of things to do today. We saw a couple of movies last weekend. She ran out of patience quickly. Can I have a piece of chocolate? I missed the bus, and because of this, I was late for work. He missed the deadline as a result of poor planning. I didn't like the taste at all. At the end of the day, we all agreed on the plan. Their relationship has been rocky on and off. He left his phone on top of the fridge. A dog appeared out of nowhere and scared me. What do you think of my new haircut? How do you feel about joining the team? Where are you planning to stay during the trip? The project is more or less complete now. He can cook well as paint beautifully. Let's wait here for a while before heading out. So, what do you think? Does it make sense to keep trying to learn every single word one by one? Or would it be better to focus on these phrases instead? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Here's a little story. I had a student named Anna who loved learning phrases. She started practicing with one simple sentence. How do I get to the train station? One day, she was visiting London, and guess what? She used that exact phrase to ask for directions. The person understood her perfectly, and Anna was so happy. She told me later that it gave her so much confidence to keep speaking English. Now let me ask you, what's one English phrase you already know? Write it down in the comments. And if you don't know any yet, don't worry. You can start with thank you very much or where is the bathroom? Both are very useful. Are you ready for the next technique? Let's keep going. Technique 2. Practice short conversations. Speaking English doesn't mean you have to talk for a long time. In fact, short conversations are the best way to start. They are easy, they happen every day, and they help you feel more comfortable using English. Let's think about this. How often do you say, "Hello, how are you?" That's a short conversation right there. Someone might answer, "I'm fine, thank you. How about you?" And you can reply, "I'm good, thanks." Look at that. You've just had a little chat in English. Here's another example. Imagine you're at the grocery store and you need help. You could say, "Excuse me, where can I find the milk?" The shop assistant will probably say, "It's in aisle 5. Then you can reply, "Thank you." See how simple that is? One of my students, Ahmed, loved practicing short conversations. He worked in a restaurant and started using phrases like, "Can I take your order?" and "Would you like anything else?" At first he was nervous, but after a few days, he felt more confident. His customers smiled and he felt proud of himself. Do you know someone you can practice short conversations with? Maybe a friend, a family member, or even your pet. Yes, you heard me. Your pet. I once joked with a student, practice with your dog. He won't correct you, but he will listen. What about you? What's one short conversation you could try today? Tell me in the comments. Remember, every little practice makes a big difference. Let's move on to the next technique. Technique 3. Improve pronunciation with phonetics. Now let's talk about pronunciation. Do you ever feel like some English sounds are difficult? Don't worry, many learners feel the same way. The good news is, with a bit of practice, you can improve. Some English sounds are tricky, like the TH sound in words such as thank you or 3. Try this. Stick the tip of your tongue between your teeth, just a little, and blow air out. Now say 3. Did you get it? Don't worry if it feels funny at first. It takes practice. Another sound learners often find hard is the R sound. For example, in words like right or red. Here's a fun tip. Pretend you're growling like a dog. Now try saying red. It's fun, isn't it? Let me share a quick story. Maria, one of my students, always struggled with pronunciation. She practiced her TH and R sounds every day for a week. At first it was hard and she laughed at herself a lot. But by the end of the week she could say 3 red apples perfectly. She was so proud and I was too. Remember, your pronunciation doesn't have to be perfect. Even native speakers have different accents. The goal is to be understood. So, practice these sounds slowly and clearly. Here's a question for you. What's one English word you find difficult to say? Try practicing it now. Say it slowly and focus on the tricky sounds. You'll improve with time, I promise. Ready to learn another technique? Let's keep going. Technique 4. Build a vocabulary of action words. Let's talk about words that bring your sentences to life. Action words. These are verbs, and they are the heart of every sentence. Without them, it's hard to say what you're doing or what's happening around you. Think about your day. You wake up, you eat, you go to work or school. Did you notice the action words? Wake, eat, go. These are simple but powerful verbs you use every day. When you know these words, you can start creating sentences quickly and easily. Here's a fun example. Imagine this. You're telling a story about your weekend. You could say, I go to the park, I play football, I eat ice cream. That's already a great start. Once you're more confident, you can add details. I went to the park with my friends, we played football, and then we ate ice cream together. Can you see how action words help? Let me tell you about Carlos, a student of mine. When he started learning English, he only knew a few verbs like eat and run, but every day he learned one new verb and practiced it in a sentence. After 1 month, he knew 30 new action words and could tell me stories about his day in English. He said it made him feel like he could really express himself. Now, here's your challenge. What's one action word you use a lot in your language? Try learning its English translation and using it in a sentence. For example, I cook dinner, or I watch TV. Write your sentence in the comments. Action words make your English exciting and dynamic. Keep practicing, and you'll be amazed at how much you can say. Are you ready for the next technique? Let's do it. Technique 5. Shadowing method. Have you ever tried copying someone exactly? That's what the shadowing method is all about. It's a fantastic way to improve your speaking skills and sound more natural in English. Here's how it works. First, you listen to someone speaking English, maybe in a video, a podcast, or even your favorite movie. Then, you repeat what they say right after them, almost like you're their shadow. It's okay if you can't catch every word at first. The key is to listen carefully and try your best to copy their pronunciation, rhythm, and tone. Let's try a quick example. Imagine someone says, I'd like a cup of coffee, please. Listen carefully, then say it right after them. I'd like a cup of coffee, please. Did you notice how the words flow together? That's what makes English sound natural. One of my students, May, loved shadowing. She started with short sentences from her favorite TV show, repeating them over and over. At first, it was a little hard, but after a week, she could say, How was your day? And what do you want to do? Just like the actors on the show. It made her feel so confident, and she said it even helped her pronunciation. Here's a fun tip. You can shadow songs too. Pick a slow song you like, listen to the singer, and sing along. It's not only helpful, it's also fun. Plus, who doesn't like feeling like a rock star? So, what about you? What's one sentence or phrase you hear often in English? Try shadowing it today. Repeat it until it feels natural. And don't forget to have fun while you practice. Are you ready for the next technique? Let's keep going and learn even more. Technique 6. Learn sentence patterns. Now let's talk about sentence patterns. These are like templates that help you make sentences quickly and easily. Once you know a pattern, you can use it to say many different things. It's like having a magic formula for speaking English. For example, take this pattern. I want to verb. You can use it to say so many things. I want to eat. I want to sleep. I want to learn English. See how simple it is? You just change the verb to say what you want. Here's another pattern. Can I verb? This is perfect for asking questions. Can I have some water? Can I sit here? Can I ask a question? It's polite and very useful in everyday life. Let me share a story. One of my students, Fatima, struggled to make sentences. She felt like she always needed to know a lot of grammar rules. But when she learned patterns, like I need to verb or do you verb, everything became easier. She started using them every day. I need to buy bread. Do you like coffee? It was like a light bulb turned on for her, and her confidence grew so much. Now, let's make it fun. Imagine you're at a restaurant. What's something you want to order? You could say, I want to eat pizza, or can I have a salad? Try it out loud right now. Here's your challenge. Create a sentence using one of these patterns and share it in the comments. Remember, practice makes perfect, and these patterns will help you build sentences in no time. Ready to move on? The next technique is just as exciting. Let's keep going. Technique 7. Practice describing simple things. Have you ever noticed how much we describe things in English? This book is red. The weather is sunny today. These simple descriptions are important because they help you talk about your world in English. So, why not practice describing things around you? It's easier than you think. Start by looking at something near you. Maybe it's a chair, a pen, or even your phone. Now, describe it in English. For example, if you see a red pen, you can say, this pen is red. If you see a chair, you could say, the chair is blue and comfortable. Simple, right? Here's a fun tip. Try to describe things in more detail. For example, this is my blue pen. It's very small and easy to hold. By adding more details, you practice more vocabulary and become better at speaking. Plus, it makes your English sound more interesting. Let me tell you about Raj, a student I had. At first, he only used 1 or 2 words to describe things, but once we started practicing longer descriptions like, this book is very interesting. It has many pictures. His English improved quickly. Soon, he could describe not only things but also places and people. He was really proud when he could describe his favorite movie in English. Now, it's your turn. Look around you and find something simple to describe. Maybe it's your coffee mug or your favorite pair of shoes. Try it in English. Keep practicing these descriptions every day, and before you know it, you'll be describing everything around you in English. Ready to try the next technique? Let's go. Technique 8. Listen and repeat dialogues. Do you like watching movies or listening to podcasts? What if I told you that these are amazing tools to improve your English? The key is to listen to dialogues, short conversations between people, and then repeat them. This is a fantastic way to practice your speaking and pronunciation. The idea behind this technique is simple. You listen to a sentence, pause, and then say it out loud, trying to match the speaker's voice and rhythm. For example, let's say you hear the sentence, "How much is this shirt?" You would pause the video or audio and then repeat, "How much is this shirt?" You're practicing both pronunciation and speaking naturally. Let me share a story with you. My student Sophie loved watching English TV shows, but she didn't feel confident speaking. So, I suggested she try repeating the dialogues from the show. She started with short phrases like, "Where are you from?" and "What do you do for a living?" After just a week of repeating the dialogues, she felt more comfortable using these phrases in real life. Sophie was amazed at how much she could improve by simply repeating what she heard. What about you? Do you have a favorite TV show or movie in English? Try picking one short conversation or dialogue and practice repeating it. It will feel a little awkward at first, but soon it will become easier and sound more natural. Remember, every time you listen and repeat, you're getting better. Ready to move on to the next technique? Let's do it. Technique 9. Focus on question and answer practice. Do you know what makes conversations exciting? Questions. When you ask questions, you start to connect with other people, learn more, and most importantly, practice your English. So, let's focus on one of the best ways to practice speaking, question and answer sessions. Start by learning some of the most common questions in English. For example, what's your name? Where are you from? How old are you? These are questions you can use in almost any conversation. And don't forget to practice your answers too. You can say, my name is Parker. I'm from the United States. Or, I'm 26 years old. Simple, right? Here's a funny story. One of my students, David, was always nervous about speaking English. But one day, he decided to practice asking and answering questions with a friend. He started with simple ones like, what time is it? And what's your favorite color? By the end of the week, he was so much more confident. He even used the questions to talk to English speakers in a cafe. Let's practice together. I'll ask you a question, and you can answer it in the comments. Ready? Here we go. What do you like to do in your free time? Don't be shy. Answer the question in English, and feel proud of yourself for practicing. This simple technique will make you more comfortable speaking in real conversations. Let's keep going with the final technique. Are you ready? Let's do it. Technique 10. Use transition words in speech. Now let's learn how to make your English sound even more natural and connected by using transition words. These are words like and, but, because, and so. They help you connect your ideas and make your speech flow better. Think of them like bridges between your thoughts. Without them, your sentences might sound choppy, but with them, everything comes together nicely. For example, let's say you want to talk about your day. You could say, I woke up late, I ate breakfast, I went to work. That's clear, but it sounds a little disconnected, right? Now let's add some transition words. I woke up late and ate breakfast. Then I went to work. Doesn't that sound smoother? You've made your ideas flow better and it sounds more natural. Here's another example. I like coffee, but I also like tea. You're connecting two ideas. And it sounds much better than saying, I like coffee, I also like tea. Let me tell you about a student of mine, Carla. She started using more transition words in her conversations, like so and because, and she found it made her sound more fluent. One day she was telling me about her weekend. I went to the park because the weather was nice, so I played football with my friends. It sounded like a real conversation, not just a list of events. Carla was so happy because she felt more confident in speaking. Now, it's your turn. Try making one sentence using a transition word. For example, I like watching movies because it's fun. Or, I want to learn English so I can talk to people around the world. Adding these little words makes a big difference in your English. And with more practice, your speaking will sound even more natural. Bonus tip: find a language partner. Now, Here's a special bonus tip that can really make a difference in your learning. Find a language partner. This is someone who speaks English and is willing to help you practice. It can be a friend, a family member, or even someone you meet online. Why is a language partner so helpful? Because it gives you a chance to practice speaking English in real conversations. It's different from studying by yourself because you get to hear how English is spoken naturally, and you also get to try using the language yourself. Plus, it's fun. Imagine this. You and your language partner are talking about your favorite movies. You might ask, "What's your favorite movie?" And your partner could answer, "My favorite movie is The Lion King." What about you? You get to practice asking and answering questions just like in real life. Let me tell you about Alex, a student of mine. He didn't have anyone to practice with at first, but then he found a language partner online. They met once a week to chat, and Alex said it was amazing how much he learned. Not only did his speaking improve, but he also learned new slang and phrases that he wouldn't have learned from books. Now, I want to ask you, have you ever tried practicing English with a language partner? If not, why not start now? Look for someone you can talk to and practice together. Even 15 minutes a day can make a big difference. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Your language partner is there to help and learn with you. Finding a language partner is a great way to take your English to the next level. So go ahead, reach out, and start practicing today. Conclusion. And there you have it, 10 amazing techniques to help you speak English more confidently and naturally. I hope you found these tips helpful and that you're feeling motivated to try them out in your own life. Remember, learning English is a journey, and every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. First, we talked about using common phrases in short conversations. Then, we worked on improving pronunciation, with phonetics and building a vocabulary of action words. After that, we practiced shadowing and learned sentence patterns. We also focused on describing things, listening and repeating dialogues, and practicing questions and answers. Finally, we learned how to use transition words and even discovered the power of having a language partner. So, what are you going to do next? I challenge you to choose one technique from today's video and try it out. Maybe you'll start by describing something in your room or shadowing a sentence from your favorite show. Whatever it is, remember, consistency is key. Little by little, you will improve. I'd love to hear how you're using these techniques. Drop a comment below and tell me which tip you'll start practicing first. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more helpful English tips. Also, don't miss out on joining our Learn English with Stories group on Facebook. It's a great place to connect with other learners, practice English, and get extra tips and materials. Finally, we have something special for you, a free PDF with the 1,000 most common English words, including clear definitions and easy-to-understand examples. These words are so important for improving your vocabulary, and trust me, you don't want to miss out. Many learners have already downloaded it and are loving the results. The link is in the description below, so grab your copy now before you forget. You are doing great, and I'm so proud of you for working on your English. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and always remember, you can do it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now, and happy learning.